in the fires of open prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we solemnly declare. Side by side we stand, islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. This our native land, we pledge our lives to thee. Here every creed and race find an equal place, and may God bless our nation. Here every creed and race find an equal place.
And may God bless our nation.
Ooh, yeah.
So good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning, and I tell you what, we have had a very, very interesting 24 hours, but good morning to everybody. We are here, we are on air. I had to pick up my boy Chris making it happen, and that's how we do it, from any part of the world. This is the purpose of doing the tour, is that from any part of the world, Breaking Dawn can go live, and we are live this morning, not from St. Thomas though. We left for St. Thomas yesterday morning. As I say, good morning to all of the regional viewers, everybody watching us internationally. So we left for St. Thomas yesterday. We left the Piarco International Airport on a CAL flight. No problems with CAL whatsoever, none whatsoever. But the flight took us to St. Martin's, and then we were supposed to go to St. Bartholomew, right? And from St. Bartholomew, we were supposed to go across St. Thomas. We did not reach to St. Thomas because when we got to St. Martin's Airport, the connecting flight was delayed. This is at 12, this is about 11:30 a.m. So the flight got delayed, and we sit down and we waited on our update. So when 12:10 reached to board and that kind of thing, we went and we asked him, listen, what is going on with the flight? Because we have a connecting flight from St. Bartholomew over to St. Thomas. The people at the airline, they said, it's delayed. We'll give you an update in 30 minutes. Well, I had to tell all you, 30 pass and then 30 more pass, and then after one, we went to ask them another time. We went to ask them about it, and while we were asking them what going on with the flight, they got a radio in. Somebody radioed in, and they told them that about three or four flights. Chris, about 3 or 4 flights had been cancelled. 5 or 6. All right, it's about 5 or 6 flights had been cancelled due to some technical difficulties. But let me tell you something, We sit down there If you think customer service bad in Trinidad, the people at that airline, the worst. I'm telling you, the worst. And I'm going to tell all you the airline is just now, I'll tell all you. So anyway, we're saying, well, we have to know what to do because it's 1:45. We have a flight to catch a 4:30 in St. Bartholomew. And if we miss that flight, we're under pressure. We're going to inquire. They send us down by the front desk. By check-in, we're going by check-in, man. So we're going by check-in. We're talking to the lady who seemed to be very frustrated because of the amount of people probably calling to get on a flight and this, that, and the other. Mind you, we were the first people at the counter for departure that found out that the flights had been cancelled and inquired as to what to do. We go down there, they're trying to think, they say no room or no flight, this, that, and the other. We say, well, you can't switch the flight to a different carrier. Give it, you know what I mean? Something like that. No, they can't do that. We say, well, what trouble is this, boy? So the lady sat there. She trying to tell us, hold on. So we holding on, we're going back. We holding on, we're going back. And that went on until about 3:30. And then she told us, hold on again. And at about minutes, was after 4, Chris? Was after 4, and a little after 4. Because we were saying if we get on the flight, it's a 10-minute flight to St. Bart's, we could still make the 4:30 and get over St. Thomas. All of a sudden, she said, go to the check-in counter. Go to the check-in counter by the girl in the glasses. Go now. Be gone. Now, at that time, we can't make it to St. Bart's, so the plan now was to go to Tortola. It's from Tortola, could take a ferry and go across St. Thomas. They put us on a flight to Tortola. The flight was supposed to leave at 6:50 yesterday evening. We're going back in the airport, we sit down. We waiting, we by the gate. Every minute, this airline announcing a delay. We say, boy, Chris, boy, that's how it started off earlier today. I tell him, Chris, I said, that's how it started off earlier today. Delay. And then cancelled. Well, the flights came in. It was 2 flights. The last 2 flights in the day. There's about minutes at 9 in the night, a 6:50 flight. The flight was officially supposed to be depart at 6:50. About 9 o'clock last night, the flight reached. We line up to go on the plane. When we reach on the plane, they tell us we're not on the flight. After we went through a whole day, and up and down, and they say, yes, you're on this flight. We went and we make sure we asked, before we even, when we went back to the gate, with the boarding passes, which were manual boarding passes, Chris said, boy, let me go to the people by the counter and just make sure that this thing legitimate and that we good to go. We go on by the counter. We said, darling, they gave us this down by check-in because ABCXYZ. Are we on this flight? And is this a legitimate? We good to go? Yes, you're good to go. Right. Only to find out when time to board. Salt, we're not on the flight. So they had to put us up in a hotel. When we get to the hotel now, and the fella by the counter, our good brother, the people at the hotel were well nice, what's the name of the hotel? Simpsons Resort, yeah. So we come to Simpsons Resort now because we in St. Maarten's, and we have a beautiful backdrop there. You can see the beauty of the lovely ocean and all the yachts in the background there. I could take a dip in that water because I could jump off the balcony now in that water, Anyway, when we reach by the counter now and the man see the voucher and he started putting the information, he just shaking his head. I said, we're shaking the head at Solia. This after 10 last night, After 10 minutes to 11 last night, I said, we're shaking your head at. Yeah, bro. When he strikes again, I said, we have been the strike again. He said, brother man, these are regular occurrence. That's what the man tell me by the counter. But I had to say, it's the worst I've ever experienced. I've never experienced this with any airline. This is the worst. And the troubling part? They are the worst at communication. The worst. These people can't communicate at all. They couldn't communicate to save their life for the customers. I was surprised that so many people that was calm. This must be a different island. It has so many here. Because I almost tripped off last night, I almost, Chris laughing. I almost tripped off last night when they said we done the flight. So you ought to be joking. You understand? But we are here in St. Martin's at Simpson's Resort. Breaking Dawn, as promised, goes live from any location. All right? We make it happen. So we are here and we're 10 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock. Now, from here, we are leaving. The sad thing is, here's the frightening part today. The frightening part today is that they put us up in the hotel and they put us on a flight this morning, right? To get over to Tortola. And then from Tortola, we'll take the ferry at 3 p.m. to go across to St. Thomas. Here's the frightening part. The frightening part is that it's the same airline that had all the delays and cancellations yesterday and could not communicate properly. We had to depend on them to get right today. Scarier? I telling you, boy, this is a scary movie. I know I tell you no, but the accommodations, I have to say, the accommodations right up. You know what I mean? The hotel room have everything. Nice microwave, you understand? Hot and cold, real nice hot and cold. You go to some hotels, I was telling Chris last night, I said, Chris, that hot and cold is the best. You understand? You will go to some hotels and when you turn, as you touch it, the water get hot, or the water get real cold, or real hot. Nah, we could, everything going on good there. So I'm happy with that, Lord have mercy here, I tell you. So I'll tell you what, we got to get things cracking because we have Philip Alexander, the Minister in the Ministry of Housing. He will be joining us via Zoom, which is a kind of chance that we're taking this morning too. All right, but I think we have things sorted out more or less that we should have a nice, smooth discussion with him via Zoom. He's going to join us on the Auditor General's report, the 500 million US loan, and I see that the court threw out the challenge to the $3.4 billion contracts. So we'll have a chat with him about those three situations at 6:30. But in the meantime, we want to get through some of the headlines from today that you will get in the paper. And the first is the PM shrugs off Venezuelan leaders' trips to other Caricom countries, saying, I have no concerns. But of course, the opposition through Amy Brown says that this is a result of undiplomatic belligerence on Kamala's part. Well, I don't think so. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar says she has no concerns that Trinidad and Tobago is being deliberately sidelined by acting President of Venezuela, Delcy Rodriguez, despite her recent meetings with regional leaders in Barbados and Grenada. Now, Persad-Bissessar sought to assure the media that talks between both countries continue following her announcement this month that a diplomatic delegation would be sent to Venezuela to secure Trinidad and Tobago's just share of cross-border oil and gas resources. And on April 27th, Rodriguez met with Barbados Prime Minister Mia Mottley, securing agreements on energy, food production, and air connectivity, along with an invitation to invest in Venezuela's oil and gas sector. And earlier, on April 9th, she held talks with Grenada's Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell, where both sides agreed to deepen cooperation in energy, agriculture, and trade, and to pursue a roadmap on maritime boundaries and regional transport. And, Amy Brown and the Prime Minister saying, look, we are no concerned with that, She was sanctioned. Now she had no sanction, she could travel. Right? So let the woman travel and talk to whoever she wants to talk to. But I'm not concerned about that. And I'll tell you why she has why the Prime Minister is right in saying that, right? All that persona non grata nonsense and all kind of thing. Like people forget something, They forget something. So Brown was critical of the government's, just now. What did he say? Right, opposition senator and former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Dr. Amy Brown, is questioning what he called the Prime Minister's unfounded and unreasonable optimism. The senator criticized her for leaning yet again on a foreign affairs minister. But that's what the foreign affairs minister is for. Foreign affairs. It's implied in the title, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Okay? But here's the thing. They're trying to make, once again, something out of nothing. The same way that they did with the Hilton. Saying Hilton ready to pack up and go. The same thing that they tried to do with the $1,000, the unsubsidized tickets to Tobago, which was just a proposal and nothing has been approved or passed yet. The same thing like with the CPEP and URP workers and the program that has been stopped and everything else. So here's why, if you have just a little ounce, a little drop of common sense, a little drippy drop, right? If you have a little drop of common sense, this is why Delcy Rodriguez traveling to Grenada and Barbados ought not to bother you. And it's a hell of a thing, eh? When America took Venezuela and removed Maduro, right? They say America take over Venezuela. But when Delcy Rodriguez traveling to other islands, it's Delcy Rodriguez, right? Is the president. She's not even the president, she's the acting president. And that acting presidential role that she's playing right now, until an election is held in Venezuela, was gifted to her by the President of the United States, who Trinidad and Tobago have extremely good relationship with the United States of America, because we supported them when they were positioning themselves to remove Maduro, who was an illegitimate president. So the only reason why she has that role right now is because the President of the United States say, go ahead and act in the meantime. Right? So what really and truly should Kamala Prasad Bissessar or Trinidad and Tobago worry about in that entire scenario? There is nothing to worry about. Absolutely nothing. This whole persona non grata, that persona non grata talk that was thrown to the Prime Minister, that was during the tensions when Maduro was in charge and they didn't remove him yet and things like that. And Delcy was his number 2 as the Vice President. So they throw this thing about our Prime Minister is persona non grata, but all of that, the dynamic has changed. Because the situation in Venezuela is not what it was at that point in time. You understand? So I think this is much ado about nothing. And Trinidad and Tobago will move forward and we will organize our fair share of the dragon gas and humanity and everything else. And life will go on. And prosperity will occur. Caricom again is in the news, backing Guyana, but warning against using regional platforms to advance territorial claims. You see, I don't understand them. Caricom has warned that its platforms must not be used to advance territorial claims, even as it reaffirms strong support for Guyana's sovereignty, following concerns raised by President Irfan Ali over recent actions from Venezuela. The response comes after President Ali wrote to Caricom chairman and St. Kitts and Nevis Prime Minister Dr. Terence Drew, raising alarm over what he described as a provocative display by Venezuela's acting president, Delcy Rodriguez, during recent visits to regional states. It's a hell of a thing, eh? Irfan Ali, when he talks about Delcy Rodriguez, he refers to her as the acting president. Our Prime Minister referred to her as the acting president. But some people referring to her as the president. And I can't tell you who those people are. But nevertheless, this is Caricom again at it. You're back in Guyana, which is one of your own. But you're saying to Guyana, don't use Caricom platform to what? For territorial claim. But the Essequibo region is Guyana own. That is theirs. And Venezuela tried to take that from them under Maduro. And there is this brooch or whatever it is that Delcy Rodriguez is wearing. with the Essequibo region as part of Venezuela or some kind of thing, and that is what I think Irfan Ali took offense to and wrote to Caricom on and that kind of thing. And once again, Caricom shows that they have no teeth, no cojones, no backbone, no nothing. You understand? No nothing, because they want to play middle ground. Where did playing middle ground get you last time? Anyway, what else we have in the news this morning? Very quickly here. Political forecaster says UNC on course for victory if election called now. That is an irrelevant headline because there is no election to be called now. If this was in 2029, I would say, well, okay, that article is worth writing or reading. Reading or writing an article based on that is absolutely irrelevant at this point in time. They're only 1 year into the term. They still have 4 more years to go. The next election is in 2030. So I pay no attention to forecast, any forecast at this point in time or any prediction at this point in time as it relates to any kind of election. UNC ministers issue near perfect self-appraisal 1 year on. Well, you know, my father always tell me self-praise is no praise, eh? You understand? 1 year after a decisive election victory, government senators have given the United National Congress administration a near-perfect report card, projecting a narrative of triumph and better days. Well, I wouldn't go so far, right? Like, I would never give myself a near-perfect score on anything. On anything, right? Because perfection does not exist, and even being near perfection, I do not think exists. Because human beings have too many flaws. That is one. And in the world of politics, you cannot please everybody, even your own supporters at times. So I really wouldn't go into it deep because that is their position, and anybody's going to say, well, yeah, we're doing a great job and triumph and better days coming. I think the better days are coming, but I think a lot of people are still waiting on certain things. Like there's a lot of people that message my phone about water issues. But I know that Minister Padarat is working because there is a lot of work going on in Wassa as it relates to repairing and changing out some of these old pipelines and mains and so on and so forth. So that's a whole project that's taking place there. And when you have a project on that scale taking place, you are going to get disruptions. All right? But a lot of people have been messaging me about that. So as it relates to that, if proper communication does not go to the public explaining why they're having those issues, and the issue goes on for a period of time, then those people are not going to be happy. Right? So in terms of self-ratings, I don't believe in that. I would never rate myself. I wouldn't advise anybody to do such as well. Ah, boy, this one. IShowSpeed's visit drives global attention to Trinidad and Tobago. I want to touch on this for a second here before we get to the break, right? There are some other headlines, but one of it I will get into with Minister Alexander. Right? And that would have to be the $677 million. There's a headline in people just now. Where the auditor, right, so the Auditor General has flagged weak oversight in $677 million in incomplete school projects. That is something that is near and dear to me because I covered that extensively in 2020. But let me get back to IShowSpeed. So IShowSpeed, one of the world's biggest streamers, has been doing his Caribbean tour. As a matter of fact, everybody giving him a certain brand of chicken to taste and all kind of thing. But when he was on his plane, I think it's a private jet. When he was on his private jet, and I think he's headed to Jamaica, because the Jamaican people seem to be preparing for him. St. Vincent and the Grenadines gave him a hell of a show, almost carnival-like. Real people came out. Yeah, Vincy Mas, a whole Vincy Mas experience is what he got in St. Vincent and Grenadines. But Jamaica is preparing for his arrival, but you're still on the private jet. But remember, he visited Trinidad and Tobago first, right? And a lot of people didn't know that he was coming. It wasn't publicized. They say he was doing the Caribbean tour, whatever. He started in Trinidad, but that didn't come out like a week in advance or anything like that. As far as I know, I didn't see it a week in advance. So anyway, Speed has been going through some of these islands. He went to Barbados. He went to all of them. And everywhere they give him food to taste, he like, yeah. And I'm telling Chris White, I said, Chris, he can't tell him the thing tastes bad. Not while he there. You understand? Because we know Trinidad and Tobago is the home of flavor. Right? So much so, the Minister of Culture created a whole village called Flavor. But nevertheless, yesterday you're on the private jet. And they asked him, so, who are the best food so far, really? He said Trinidad, without hesitation. And we know this. And apparently, every island he has been to, he has asked for two things. And we know they can't match us. Doubles and roti. That's the two things he keep asking for. Doubles and roti. You all got roti? You all got roti? You got doubles? He wants to taste our doubles and our roti bad. But Speed, you had to come back to Trinidad for that. All right? But the headline here, I show Speed's visit drives global attention to Trinidad and Tobago. This comes as no surprise to me because when I spoke about this on Monday, I made the point that Mr. Monroe showed you all this and tried to tell you all this in all the years he was doing Soca Monarch. When Soca Monarch was Soca Monarch, that is one of the things that he used to do. He used to bring in celebrities because he understood at the time that in order to sell Trinidad and Tobago, there have to be people on a global footing that could sell it. So the Minister of Tourism cannot sell Trinidad and Tobago globally like this guy can because he is streaming all over the world. He's known all over the world. Kevin Hart, right? One of the most popular, well-known comedians on the planet. If you bring Kevin Hart here and give him that experience of Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago and he go back and start to talk about that, these fellas have hundreds upon hundreds of millions of people that their message goes out to, and that is then shared to billions of people. These fellas are seen as idols, and I don't agree with that, but they're seen as idols, and you know the celebrity power that they have. When they say, yeah, go to this place, people come. You can't pay for that from a tourism standpoint. Okay? I am here in St. Martin's. I didn't know I would be here. I didn't even know they have a carnival. They have a carnival, but a whole calendar. Chris, you have the calendar there? You know the sheet right there on the counter? I took up one from the counter yesterday at the front desk. Because I say, but the amount of events they have, we had to come here. We had to start covering St. Martin's too. You see? And a beautiful island, eh? Beautiful, beautiful island. All of this whole calendar of events. Right? All the way down to Tuesday, May the 5th. St. Martin's Carnival. Well, I didn't even know they have a carnival. If I cover in carnival all through the Caribbean, I didn't know they had a carnival. St. Martin's. That means a lot of people don't know you have a carnival, you have a beautiful island. So maybe we have to start talking to the people in St. Martin's and get us over here as well to cover all these events. Soca Rumble, Noche Latina, Youth Extravaganza, Juve Morning Jump Up, Caribbean Flag Fest was on Sunday. You have Night of the Hitmakers, Bacchanal Sunday, Carnival 55, the DJ Takeover Concert. These activities start from as early as March the 14th. So they run March all the way down to May the 5th. I didn't even know that. Wow. All right. So with that, we got to go to the break. But those are some of the headlines in the paper. But yeah, big up Speed, man. And you know, the whole Caribbean tour that he's doing, I think he's put the Caribbean within the view of many people who may not have ever been to the Caribbean or even entertained the thought of coming down to the Caribbean. And we can't pay for that. So we had to big him up. All right. Just to let you know, Keolik, as we go to the break, and then when we come back from the break, we'll get to Minister Alexander. So, you have it? Okay. I'll just give the information. All right. So I want to remind you guys that you have the Keolik range of products, and they're all backed by science, and they have over 900 scientific research and clinical trials, and all are made from the aged garlic extract. Now, you have the cleanse and digestion, the blood pressure health, the cholesterol health, the total heart health, the circulation health, and you have the Keo green powder drink mix as well as the probiotics. So, what you need to do is go to our pharmacy or health store across the country, and for more information, you can call, well, you could WhatsApp 7280338. But if you want to pick up any one of those products, you go to our pharmacy or health store. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Philip Edward Alexander, will be with us, and we will talk to him about a few things. Well, stay tuned.
Ostomy care is a unique and intimate condition that can seem challenging for individuals afflicted by it. At Better Life Ostomy Care, they understand and offer a wide range of products and services that will allow ostomates to lead a better life. From colostomy and urostomy pouches, paste and powders, antibacterial wipes, Brava strips, deodorants, gloves, gauze, bed liners, and much, much more. They also have RN care available for ostomy home care with affordable starter packages. No need to look for nurse or supply. Everything is just a phone call away. Better Life Ostomy Care is located at number 4 Mosque Street, Caroni. You can call them at 308-6709 or 472-5878 or visit their website at www.betterlifeostomycareTT.com to find out more about their offerings. You can also write to them at betterlifeostomycareTT@gmail.com or find them on Facebook. Better Life Ostomy Care, servicing ostomates with a better quality of life.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsayn, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career,
Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be.
some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
On Sunday, 3rd May from 4 p.m., the enchanting outdoor garden theater, Queen's Hall, is simply the place to be. Jazz and wine. Jazz and wine. Jazz and wine. Experience an unforgettable evening with Paula Salandi Green and her captivating vocals. Pianist extraordinaire Dane Gulston and his band Sweetbread, featuring the Queen of Queens, Terry Lyons. Ford at Bigford, renowned for her powerful, soulful voice and impeccable fashion. The dynamic saxophonist Francis Pride, and a grand finale by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Steel Orchestra to get you off your seats. Jazz and Wine, Sunday, May 3rd from 4 p.m. For tickets, visit Java Nation Queen's Park East, Queen's Hall Box Office, online at islandetickets.com or call 309-3131 for more info. Miss it? No way. No way.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 2796.
Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47, Lot 6, Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career,
Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be.
some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
All right, people, so we're back on Breaking Dawn from the beautiful island of St. Martin's. And yeah, man, we're on the tour, the Carnival tour that has begun in the month of April, going straight on into the rest of the year. But right now, we have Minister in the Ministry of Housing, Minister Philip Edward Alexander, with us via Zoom. We want to chat with him about a couple of things that are taking place based on the Auditor General's report and some of the things that continue to come out. Questionable things that continue to come out. Some dealing with HEC, and I see another 677 million as it relates to incomplete schools, things of that nature. So we want to bring him in via Zoom and say good morning to him. Yep. So good morning, Philip.
Pleasant good morning, Stefan, to you and to all your international viewers.
Of course.
You're international now. You're not just a Trinidad and Tobago show.
No. Yeah, we regional and international.
We never know where we getting you from when we see you on a morning now.
Of course. Well, that's part of the progress. That's how it is, you know.
Amen.
It's nice that a lot of the other islands they call us to cover their carnivals, and promote their carnival for them or their festivals. Of course, we are the Mecca, so it have no dispute there.
I
Um,
understand.
it seems like the other thing we could be the Mecca in is mismanagement of public funds because I am seeing here, and I want to start with this one. The Auditor General report flags HDC spending and government rental and rising debt. The 2025 Auditor General's report on the public accounts of Trinidad and Tobago has unveiled a series of profound fiscal irregularities, signaling a crisis of accountability that spans from state-run housing projects to high-level international credit agreements. Well, let's start with the housing projects first, all right, and then we will get into the other things that I mentioned there in terms of the loan, that 500 million US loan that was taken. So let's start with the housing projects. What we talking about? What is the Auditor General pinpointing here specifically?
Well, irregularities. I want to be very circumspect because in the report that I got a copy of, the Central Audit Committee investigated the irregular use of $78 million from the Infrastructure Development Fund by the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation. The investigation revealed critical breaches of financial regulations, weak internal controls, and unauthorized actions within HTC. I want to tell you something. Now, if what they allege here is true, in layman language, if this was a police charge, they call it fraudulent conversion. You submit a bill for one thing and you use the money for something else. So the bill that
Okay.
was submitted was for the affordable housing program on February 20th, 2025. This
Right.
is weeks coming up to the election and them just flying high. They didn't care. They didn't. I tell you, the PNM didn't think they were going to lose that election. The PNM didn't think they were going to lose. The information that is coming out in the public space now is going to shatter Trinidadians' belief in that political organization. I want to tell you something. On February 2025, they requested the release of $78,071,196 from the Infrastructure Development Fund for affordable housing program. And then they resubmitted in March 17, 2025, a new request for the same amount, $78,071,196, to meet same expenditures previously requested on February 20. That is what was flagged.
Wow.
That is what was flagged. The request for the 78 million was approved by the Ministry of Finance on March 13, 2025, authorizing the payment out of the Infrastructure Development Fund to meet expenditures set out in Schedule A attached to warrant number 99 of 2025. HTC received the funds, which was verified as bank account on a certain date. And at the minute, the managing director of the HTC on May 29, 2025, advised that the then chairman of HTC directed the use of the $78,071,196 to settle HTC's outstanding debts to several major contractors who indicated their intention to suspend works due to unpaid invoices. But that is not what it was used for. It was used for grass cutting and garbage collection. It was used for contracts that have been identified and named in the persons of relatives of ministers and members of parliament of the People's National Movement.
Wow. All right.
So you have to understand this, and I need to just make this bit clear.
Yeah.
That what they did was misrepresent to the Ministry of Finance to draw down from the Infrastructure Development Fund, which is a fund for a specific thing, to use those funds to pay themselves.
Huh. Okay, so all right. Now that this has been uncovered by discovered by the Auditor General report, right? Where does this administration go from here to deal with that? what can you all realistically do about that? Because people gonna read about it. They're gonna see what's happening. They're gonna hear you and others come and talk about it. However, there people meet me every day. They say, Stefan, but we want to see people start to get locked up, And this is the thing, but you can't lock up nobody. The
No,
most you
come
could
on.
do is send a report to the TTPS, whether it's through the fraud squad or whatever, and the TTPS has to investigate and they arrest. But there is this expectancy from people that somebody had to get locked up.
Well, to answer that, and I agree with you, and everybody's talking to you, they're talking to me too. And unfortunately, the wheels of justice in Trinidad and Tobago grind painfully slow. But the information that is available now to law enforcement and the justice system is inescapable. So the question is, and what we've witnessed over the years is people being able to wiggle free of actual criminal action. But I think that this Minister of Finance and this Attorney General are not to be trifled with. I think that the Auditor General report, we are going to take it very seriously. We're going to make sure that at the end of it all, once allegations become cemented in fact, then law enforcement is going to have to take action. The people of Trinidad and Tobago deserve no less. This is
Right.
taxpayer money. Again, every time they stood up in that parliament when they were in government, when the PNM was in government, every time they stood up and spoke smilingly about this money coming in from here and this money coming in from there, none of it were gifts. They were all loans and financing that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, I keep referring to Tanti selling cigarettes and bus tickets under the flyover in Chaguanas. Average small people paying their daily taxes, going about their business. It is them that pick up these bills. And we, this government, the government of Kamala Prasad Bisesa, the Honorable Prime Minister, she's not taking these things lightly. These are the issues that we came to fix. And
Right.
these irregularities, because the Auditor General used some very strong language here. And they are relying on fact now.
Yeah.
And the document I have was addressed to the former managing director. Her response is that the chairman of the HDC, the then chairman of the HDC, was making these decisions. One of them has to come clean. So we're going to, as I said, this is going to go forward. Once it becomes a document that can be handed to law enforcement and the justice system, we will pursue with all of our energy that the people of Trinidad and Tobago get redress in at least some of what we know took place over the last 10 years. The feeding frenzy, the looting of Trinidad and Tobago that took place over the last 10 years, there has to be justice. The people of Trinidad and Tobago want justice, and we're going to make sure that happens in the Ministry of Housing.
And I also see here in the report, the Auditor General spoke about a housing development. It was a contractor and an agreement between the Housing Development Corporation and the contractor for road and drainage upgrade works at Glenroy Housing Development in Princestown. And the status report and the completion certificates and the contract agreement and everything was not produced for audit examination, leaving some $11.4 million in expenditure for that project unverified. It could not be verified because none of the documents were presented for audit.
Some of the claims of what was paid have not been verified by any paper trail, again, in violation of clear accounting practices. The Ministry of Housing, the Housing Development Corporation, had responsibilities for this money. And now that the Auditor General is on the trail of this, we expect an outcome that leads to justice in this. And all of those whose hands were in the pot, they're going to be in trouble.
And what about the 500 million US loan that was also mentioned here? And then this public debt, I think, the Prime Minister and a lot of people in the government, they keep saying, look, we inherited an empty treasury, or we inherited a depleted treasury, or whatever the case might be, right? And the financial situation that was inherited by this administration, given what it is, or what it was, the economy is now in the rebuilding process, and so on and so forth. You all have your work cut out for you. This is what we've been hearing. And then when you look at the Auditor General's report here, and you see that we have a massive rise in public debt, which amounts to 117 billion. I want to make it very clear. This is billion, not million.
Billion.
Billion. 117 billion, 458 million, $301,703.85. How are we going to start clearing that debt? It seems like a lot of money was borrowed.
Exactly.
And you all will have the responsibility to pay it back, because some of these loans will mature by 2030, 2035, even before that. I think it have some maturing even before that, 2028, 2029. So how you all plan to handle that moving forward?
Well,
while at the same time creating jobs and getting the economy turning.
I have a lot to unpack in what you just said, and I want to tell you this.
Yeah.
If I could recommend Dave Tanko for a national award, I would. I remember the first cabinet meeting that the Prime Minister called. It was a very serious meeting, and the PNM was playing a game, a shell game with the economy, and they were playing a game, uncover Peter to cover Paul. So they knew where they had resources, what money, exactly like what they did here in this HDC. So when people who wanted to utilize best practices came to government, they realized that all of the things that were supposed to be budgeted and funds allocated, those things were fiction. That the money was spent and the debt was there, but there was no money allocated to cover the debt. And I remember Dave Tanko, Kennedy Swarat Singh, I remember them coming out of that meeting and huddling with others to find a solution. And I think that the fact that the country went on and the Prime Minister put on such a brave face, that she and her team and the team of government that was managing chaos, the public didn't know. And we had to wait until the facts that underpin all of that mismanagement were available. And now that the Auditor General report is out and we can follow where the money went, this is the process here.
Right.
The work that was done, the Prime Minister kicked the government into overdrive. I remember listening to the PNM former ministers laughing at us and promising that the country would collapse and that the economy would collapse, because they knew what they left. They knew what they did. They knew that they overburdened every ministry. I mean, they overburdened what the HDC, what happened to the Housing Development Corporation in the week before the election, with them padding the payroll register with thousands of people that they just gave jobs to, and they had this little make work program for a couple hundred people, and one of their ministers sent about 3,000 people inside there, just get them work. They have no work. The people responsible for actually allocating the work said, but there's no work for the, just get them something to do. Get them something to do and pay them. This is how they were buying votes. This is how they were trying to, they were gerrymandering the numbers, calling it 0% unemployment. When you hear Faris Al-Rawi and Amory Brown and them stand up in the Senate, I listen to these people knowing what I know, and I think they really have to have a hell for some of these people to go. When they talk about who was fired and they pad those numbers, besides CPEP European Forestry, which had to be dealt with, but they call other numbers, especially HDC. They know they're being disingenuous. They know that those people were given short-term contracts for 3 months for the window of time of the election to buy their votes. Those weren't contracts. Those weren't real contracts. They weren't real jobs. They're not renewable jobs. But the PNM was setting the numbers up to be able to walk around town and make those claims. And that is the insanity that we've inherited.
Wow. Now, I also see, I'm trying to touch on a couple things here before we run out of time. The the latest, most controversial issue surrounding HEC has been thrown out by the court. That is the $3.4 billion contracts. I see that NH International loses HEC $3.4 billion contract challenge, and the Housing Development Corporation has successfully defended itself against 11 complaints brought against it by NH International before the Office of Procurement Regulation, clearing the way for a multi-billion-dollar housing program to proceed. Now, in terms of the article, this matter in the court, when you go down to the last paragraph, it says that this case was, however, separate from a recent probe which the OPR launched into the award of the $3.4 billion in contracts to 11 contractors by the HEC, and the projects have been halted until the OPR makes its determination on whether the process was done transparently and legally. Well, if anything was illegal, it would have shown up in the case. Common sense tells me that, right?
No, but I want to tell you, everything that's being done is done tight. There are tight windows.
Right.
The people that are handling this now are handling it, and I said this when I was walking in the parliament the first day that Stuart Young began wilding up his body and talking foolish talk about criminal investigation and nonsense. And I said to Trent Big, I said, listen, there is an OPR for a reason. This is the standstill period for a reason. They're complaining about things that don't exist to make noise, old noise. But at the end of the day, specifically and especially because they are public-private partnership projects, there is very little meat on the bone here for the taxpayer or the treasury where exposure is concerned. The only thing that is of any value here is that some of these projects are being built on state land. That is the only allocation that the government or the treasury is exposed to. But every single person on that list that was invited to bid for these projects were provided by the register. So it's not like you went outside and picked friend, family, and financer like the PNM was doing. Some of the very engineering reports we get that made this possible are people who have been working in the HEC for 5, 6, 8, 10 years, the same PNM employees. So it's not like anything untoward or underhanded was done. It is just the PNM looking to create noise and confusion everywhere. And when it came down the line to where we operate in the Ministry of Housing and the HEC, I told them we're not going to accept that at all, because all that nonsense you're talking, these matters, these 11 matters that were dismissed, that it was almost based on entitlement. Hey, the train can leave the station if I'm not on it. Hey, projects can't give out if I don't get some of it. That's basically what it was. And those were dismissed out of hand, and the rest will be. Because at the end of it all, the public will see that it is because this HDC is so transparent, Stuart Young knew of anything there was to discuss in the first place.
HEC will have to address, and I heard the Prime Minister mention it on Saturday at the 1-year anniversary celebrations, and giving the account to the people. You all have over 228,000 applications to somehow satisfy. I don't know where I don't know where you're going to start with that.
Well, one of the things we're trying to do is to get a perfected list, because they have numbers flying all over the place as to how much people it is. So one of the things that we have a team working on diligently is getting people who are properly registered at the HTC to get them pre-qualified, because there are people out there who think you're running the HTC, you're putting him down on a list, and somebody will come and give you a house. This is not a house giveaway program. You still have to buy the house, and you have to be pre-qualified through a financial institution We recommend most people use the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank because they get a subsidized interest rate there, but you could go to any other financial institution that could give you a mortgage. Once they tell you that you pre-qualified for $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, you know where you're shopping, what level you're shopping at, because all of those projects, the $3.4 billion in projects you talk about there, would be different types of projects, houses, townhouses, buildings, mixed use. There would be different price points that you could qualify for, different locations. Plus, we working very, very hard, and you would see a lot of information. I'm touring a lot of these places, looking at a lot of these alternative houses. Not so much the modular and the container homes. Even though I went to see because I was invited to see, we're not interested in that. We're looking at all alternatives to what we can build, high quality that is passed by the Bureau of Standard. I just came out of a 2-day seminar a couple of weeks ago where the hurricane rating that everybody was using before was category 2, category 3, but the world has to advance to the reality that category 5 hurricanes have become the norm. There have been clusters of about 13 category 5 hurricanes. So we have to make sure that everything that we are investigating, and yesterday, I was in a meeting with the Chinese delegation, and we're looking into alternatives coming out of China. We have a follow-up meeting with the team at the Indian High Commission, and we're going to look at their options as well. We have a price point of about $300,000. We know is a cap. We actually are in conversation with 2 local steel frame manufacturers and retooling their housing using engineering, and I can give you more information at another time. But we're trying to get houses down to $300,000. The Prime Minister has her hand on this. If we get those houses down to $300,000, she would be able to announce that for the first time in the history of Trinidad and Tobago, minimum wage earners would be able to afford a home, to buy a home. Janitors, security guards, garbage men, people at the lowest rung of the socioeconomic ladder. Once you're employed and you're employed for minimum wage and you could afford to pay the $900 a month that the mortgage would be, you would qualify to buy a proper, high quality house. That's what we would put up. And that is no subsidy. Stefan, I also want to tell you this. The PNM was raiding the treasury through the HTC in so many ways. They were misusing that subsidy. They were misusing the subsidy to do the infrastructure subsidy that was separate on the books, a separate company on the books. It wasn't even being recorded in the cost of the house. So when they tell you at the end of it all, the house cost $1.1 million, they lied because they still had an additional $200,000-$300,000 per house that they overspent, subsidized in infrastructure, roads, drainage, etc., for the development. Also, the PNM were building cheap houses. They have condemned houses that the PNM through their contractors are building. The most notorious ones are the Terrestrial project that you're aware of, where houses was built with no steel whatsoever. And those houses, people can't live in those houses. So we're waiting on that matter to complete, to have to demolish those houses and do them over. But the PNM was building low quality houses and paying their contractor friends. I telling you, they built houses that not worth $400,000, paid their contractor friends in excess of $1 million, and then came back to the market and sold that to their friends who are now being allocated these houses for $600,000. So they overpay and then they undersell and then they take taxpayers' money again to pay the subsidy. So the taxpayers bite that cherry twice. Those people. And then we have a list of those people who now qualified with $1 million house and paid $600,000 for it, go and put it on the market and sell it for $1 million in a couple months. All the noise they made about what Chairman Khan did to stop all of that, that was disingenuous and nasty. And I want to say to Trinidad and Tobago, when we finish and a report is laid, and I know the Prime Minister herself will most likely lay this report, what was done under the PNM for the 10 years with the Housing Development Corporation, you will see billions of dollars stolen from the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago by Keith Christopher Rowley and the band of incompetence that sat in the Ministry of Housing and ran the Housing Development Corporation under the PNM. You will see that, you will see for yourself the planned and determined effort to deceive and rob the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
Well, Minister, I want to thank you for joining us this morning. We're out of time, but I think everything that you've said there is valuable information. And you know, I mean, I wish all of the best with HEC, because for years upon years they're trying to clear that backlog and satisfy people with housing, and we know people need housing. $300,000 housing is going to be a game changer for a lot of people in the lower economic levels. And well, I wait to see how you're all going to achieve that, and then how these things are distributed, where it's located, things like that. But wishing you the best, and have a good one, man. And thanks.
Thank you, my brother. Enjoy your trip and your vacation. I'm sorry you're going through all the drama with the traveling, but it comes with the territory, and you'll be, one day when you write your book, you will have all those chapters to write.
Yeah, it was the worst. I had to go back and face them today, Lord.
I heard.
Yeah,
Good luck.
later.
Good luck.
So that has been the Ministry of Housing there, Philip Edward Alexander on the inside, sharing some of that information. Yeah, on the Auditor General's report, as it relates to that 78.07 million approved for housing, construction and infrastructure works, that instead went to grass cutting, garbage collection, drain cleaning, and other maintenance activities. And he mentioned, you know, some of the people those contracts were given to. That rising debt that Trinidad and Tobago has is very disturbing. That public debt, $117 billion plus. All of these are things that the government has to deal with. But they did put themselves up for the job. So they got to get to work. So 1 year is done, 4 to go, and we will see the direction that the country is heading in based on the policies and the plans that are implemented as we go along. But we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we're going to open the phone line, take some calls. And we're going to hear from you. So stay tuned. Breaking On continues after this.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we're cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality, unbleached, bromate free, all purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerators, parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Let the rhythm inspire you at the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2026. Pure Jazz. Tuesday, May 5th, Grammy-winning Esperanza Spalding. Then on Thursday, May 7th, Branford Marcellus Quartet. May 6th, Kingdom Night. Gospel Powerhouse Ty Trebet. Ada AE. Then feel the rhythm at Caribbean Fusion. Friday, May 8th, featuring the original Wailers with Al Anderson. Skip Marley has the band. Imran Nerdy, Dexter Daps. World Beats. Saturday, May 9th, Afrobeat sensation Thames. Princess Lover, X-Man, Lou City, October 4, and Ella May. The Ultimate Celebration, Sunday, May 10th, featuring the legendary Billy Ocean. Beverly Knight, Mervyn Wilkinson, R&B icons Brandy and Monica. Online tickets available at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
All right, so we're back. I'm getting a nice little rainbow screen there, boy, Chris boy. Real colors just flashing in front of my face. All right, so we're back on Breaking Down, people. And like I said, we are live from room 604B in St. Martin's here. And, well, I tell you what, some information there. That Auditor General's report, God boy, spoke to the Minister in the Ministry of Housing on it just a few moments ago before the break. He had a few things well to say as it relates to that money, millions of dollars. Inclusive of that, you have another part of the report, or in another with another situation where nearly $677 million has been spent on incomplete school projects across Trinidad and Tobago, with several sites abandoned, overgrown, and in one case non-existent, according to the Auditor General's 2025 report. The Auditor General has recommended that funding be prioritized to complete stalled projects and that monitoring systems be strengthened to prevent further delays, warning that without urgent intervention, public funds will continue to be tied up in unfinished infrastructure while schools and communities are left without basic facilities. And the findings in Chapter 4 of the report paint a troubling picture of stalled infrastructure, weak oversight, and poor project execution within the Ministry of Education school construction program. A list of 5 stalled projects alone accounts for $116 million in expenditure, yet all remain incomplete, with progress as low as 11%. And at the Airy Village Early Childhood Care and Education Center, just 13% of works were completed, despite more than $3.1 million already paid. Auditors found the foundation overgrown and unsecured, with no action taken after a formal notice was issued to the contractor, and the contractor's bonds have since expired, with termination recommended by a consultant. A similar situation exists at the Paparo Presbyterian Primary School, where $5.5 million was spent for just 12% complete, and the site was also found overrun. Let me see. Hold on. Recommended by a consultant. Right, the site was also found overrun with vegetation, with only basic foundation works completed. All right, now I could go on and on and on, and I could go to Penal, Rock Road, and all kind of thing, right? That's all. That's all. But let's send out this message here. Right, lovely. Good. So I covered these schools extensively in 2020. The first school I will never forget, right, was in Egypt, in Chagonas. And I went there. That was the first school I went to, Ananias and I. Pandemic, everybody on inside the house hiding and thing, and afraid a little sneeze and wherever. And we were all in these schools. And I remember going to this one in Egypt, and I was talking to the people there, and then I got some information on that school. That school was 98% complete under the People's Partnership. All they had to do when the government changed, this is the information I had at the time, and it is documented in all the videos that I did at the time in 2020. All they had to do was give Tech $1 million to switch on the current. That is all. That was it. At that school at the time, there was a security there, and they stopped paying the security, so the security company left the compound, leaving the school unsecured. A 98% complete school under the partnership. When we got to that school in 2020, remember the partnership got voted out in 2015. When we started that campaign in 2020 to go and look at these schools, right? Long before men started covering going into this recent election, we was doing that in 2020, right? So 5 years had passed, and I telling you, the school was vandalized. There was bush and all kind of thing growing all up in the air. Listen, it was a total mess. So when we went and we saw it, that's when I made the calls. So when I started to get the information that the school is 98% complete, all they needed to do is switch on the electricity. It would have just cost them $1 million and that kind of thing. And they refused to do that and left that school there to just deteriorate. We went to St. Joseph, St. Joseph Secondary. You know, if you really go in there and see the architectural work that was put down for that school, top of the line. Top of the line. Yeah, I telling you? That was left to deteriorate. QREP and countless others in South, especially, I think it's Parvati Girls and Shiva Boys, if I'm not mistaken. There was this massive compound. I remember going and cover all these things, and they just left that there. Bam, millions of dollars spent, you know, and they just left it there. And then leading up to the 2020 election, I remember the former Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Rowley, saying in our conversations down in Point 14, I think it was, that the government had allocated $800 million to finish the schools. Right? And I telling you, if they did 5, they did plenty. If they did 5, they did plenty. So I don't even know what happened with that $800 million that was allocated for that project. I don't even know what take place with that. Right? Because we had countless other schools. There was one, oh God, is Reform Boy, the one in Gasparillo by the Brian Lara Promenade. Brian Lara Emmy Promenade. The Brian Lara Cricket Academy. I think it's Reform Village right there had a school. That school was 90-something% complete. It just left it there. Right across the road from that at an early childhood center. But if you see Bush, only Bush and Jack Spaniard inside the school. I nearly get stung. I could have get stung to death going inside of there. You understand? And Ananias and I only so. And it's Jack Spaniard and once and a bigness and all kind of thing. We went down, it's Penal Boy. I think it's somewhere down in Penal Boy. It's at our next school down there. I can't remember. It was so much of them. Some of them I can't even remember the name of them because I'm too familiar with South and, you know, traversing the Southland and that kind of thing, right? But I remember that. So when I see Auditor General report pointing to 677 million spent on incomplete school projects, right? And that this one got 5 million and that one got 5 million for, and little to no work done, racket again. Trinidad is the Wimbledon of the world. You understand? Because it's racket, 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 racket. And we love it so. Because once people benefiting off our racket, they have no problem with it. And nobody is studying well. All these hundreds of millions of dollars are going in racket. What could I really do to move the country forward? You think where I coming from? Anyway. Let me take a few calls. Morning. Oh gosh, boy. That's all caller. Hold on. Let me see if I get a little better signal here. You've been running good all the time, you know. Morning. God, boy. Pressure with the... Oh, God, boy. Don't tell me I can't get a good signal this one. Let me try this one. Let me see if I get a good thing here. Morning. It's in connecting. All right, so the signal apparently not too wholesome out here, right? It isn't too wholesome. We thought we had a good signal, but remember I tell you that this morning. We'll see how it goes. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see, boy. Morning.
Morning, sir. Morning, sir.
Yeah, man. Go ahead. Let me see if I can get your comment in. Go ahead. Now, boy, Chris. Nah, the signal not allowing us to take the calls out here. That is an issue we will not have when we head across to St. Thomas. We won't have that. Remember, we've been put up in a hotel here overnight. So, you know, the signal isn't what we operating on. 3 megabytes. It's 3 megabytes operating on there. I wonder if I take it off. No, good, but I'm gonna be roaming. I go sham for the scene. Don't let me sham for the scene. I want to sham for the scene. That could lead to some bad things for me and my money. Okay? And my pocket. Okay? So I ain't going through that because I ain't no thousands of dollars to pay to nobody. Okay? Alright. So we gotta do it all the calls this morning. But I know all the itchy and that kind of thing. Tomorrow, once this airline don't mess up again, tomorrow we will be in St. Thomas for the next show, and we will be doing Thursday and Friday in St. Thomas, and then we have to get over to St. Lucia, where we're going to be live from St. Lucia until what is it, the 11th of May? Yeah, I think it's the 11th of May, and then we return to Trinidad and Tobago. Okay, but we out here St. Martin's. Like I say, I know all they want to weigh in on the discussion, but unfortunately, the signal here will not permit. We do have Pastor John coming up for a Zoom interview. I'm going to get to him. And, I have our viewer. So he wanted to know, he said, how you ask Philip nothing about this bad behavior that he have on social media. Well, to be honest with you, in the couple days that we've traveled, I haven't really been focusing on social media. I myself, who just put out TikTok videos almost every other day, I haven't put out a video for the longest while. So I've been on the socials. I did see the story. I see that he did speak to the media on it. And I saw an interview that he did with the media. Right? So he said, oh, you're not asking nothing about that. Well, that one nothing to do with the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General report and all of these discrepancies and irregularities that popping up, all of this money that was spent and gone into whoever pockets, that's to me way bigger than anybody's behavior on social media, albeit he's a minister now and not an activist, and he ought to know better and, conform to the office that he now holds. But I don't have time with them minor thing. I don't have time with them little tit-for-tat nonsense, Especially when you have billions of dollars being exposed here in an Auditor General report. And that's the problem with always want, anyhow, let me not say nothing, let me not say it. But I think we have the interview that he did with the media outside Parliament. So if you want to know about that, well, we have a video on it because the media did ask him about it. All right? So I'll go play that for you now, just to satisfy you. Okay? Nice. Yeah. Oh, God. And if I'd asked him, he'd tell me the same thing he tell them. So, But nevertheless, let me satisfy the haters. I didn't send that to you? That's now. There was an interview with him talking to the media. They asked him a few questions. I think it was on that particular issue. Look at let me see. Do I have? Look at here, man. I think this is it. I think this is it. I'll send it to you. All right. Oh God, I gotta WhatsApp it. We have time? You sure? Yeah? Because we're 7:27. All right, let me send it to your WhatsApp. Just for that, just to satisfy that viewer's heart. God, I the next thing, sending it. Oh God, boy. The signal, boy. Is the length of time it go take to reach. All right? But nevertheless. All right? I see that Senator David Nackett and all has been the victim of what you call it? Of criminal elements. I think his vehicle was broken into. They got some valuables and so on and so forth. All right, so crime continues, in Trinidad and Tobago. God, boy, people still trying to call, but the signal, boys, the signal. Let me try this one. I see we right up on the bars, eh? Let me see what could happen here. Let me see. Morning. You see? And as you answer, reconnecting. Yeah. Horrible signature. Signal. Not signature, signal. Right? Yeah, boy, Chris, boy, coming on the slow train, boy. It coming on the slow train because he operating on a different speed to me, eh? because there's only one device we could carry on that speed. I tell all you, we got in here at what, 10:30, 11 o'clock last night, and we know we have a show to do this morning, so we had to make some kind of magic happen this morning, right? Because we were not supposed to be here, right? This is not where we were supposed to be at all, at all, at all. So the reason why I can't get the calls is because I on 3 MB, and the reason why we could do the Zoom and everything and we could broadcast the show is because he on 10 MB. MB, eh? Not G. MB. But we making it up. We making it up. You should have get to the WhatsApp now. But it's 3 minutes and 23 seconds. So maybe we should get to Pastor John. And then after Pastor John, we could run that clip. Because I think they did ask him about something to do with some social media, something, and he said he took down some video or something or the other like that. Right? With all the stress I going through the airport yesterday, brother man, I don't have time to study that. You understand? Being very real and very honest with you, we don't have time to study that. We need my good Wi-Fi yesterday in the airport, that and all too. You dig? Because the amount of people on it now. And then, well, since Monday, we are organizing this interview with him based on the Auditor General's report. So I'm not going to ask you to come in to do an interview on that and then, get into something that I really have little information on. All right, so we're going to take the break. We're going to get to Pastor John, bring him in via Zoom from New York, and then we're going to get back. After Pastor John, we're going to come back and we're going to have to wrap up the show because we do have a flight to catch this morning and we don't want to miss that plane because God alone knows what will happen if we miss that plane with that airline. You understand? So, and I love St. Maarten. St. Maarten is beautiful, but really and truly, we gotta get over to St. Thomas to handle business over there. So stay tuned. We'll get Pastor John on when we return.
Are you living with pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes? Manage it with the unique Jameson 100% complete multivitamin with 400 micrograms of chromium to lower blood glucose, lutein for your eyes, B vitamins for energy, vitamin C and lycopene for antioxidant support. Take a step towards a healthier tomorrow and make the proactive switch to Jameson today.
Ostomy care is a unique and intimate condition that can seem challenging for individuals afflicted by it. At Better Life Ostomy Care, they understand and offer a wide range of products and services that will allow ostomates to lead a better life. From colostomy and urostomy pouches, paste and powders, antibacterial wipes, Brava strips, deodorants, gloves, gauze, bed liners, and much, much more. They also have RN care available for ostomy home care with affordable starter packages. No need to look for nurse or supply, everything is just a phone call away. Better Life Ostomy Care is located at number 4 Mosque Street, Caroni. You can call them at 308-6709 or 472-5878 or visit their website at www.betterlifeostomycareTT.com to find out more about their offerings. You can also write to them at betterlifeostomycareTT@gmail.com or find them on Facebook. Better Life Ostomy Care, servicing ostomates with a better quality of life.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsain between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE, that is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
You will not deny that this is the maddest place on earth, and we go shout from the top of the mountain. This is the greatest place, our great escape, my favorite space, the maddest place on earth. Would you believe me when I tell you? Better you come and take a sample. A little bit is still a lot to handle, but you can find no other example. We really have a different kind of style. The elders teach it to me as a child, and this is how we know that we are alive. Fancy people never need to go to start a vibe. It's fancy time, June and July. You need to fly down to the maddest place on earth. Can't tell no lie.
On Sunday, 3rd May from 4 p.m., the enchanting outdoor garden theater, Queen's Hall, is simply the place to be. Jazz and wine. Jazz and wine. Jazz and wine. Experience an unforgettable evening with Paula Salandi Green and her captivating vocals. Panist extraordinaire Dane Gulston and his band Sweetbread, featuring the Queen of Queens, Terry Lyons. Ford at Bigford, renowned for her powerful, soulful voice and impeccable fashion. The dynamic saxophonist Francis Pride, and a grand finale by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service Steel Orchestra to get you off your seats. Jazz and Wine, Sunday, May 3rd from 4 p.m. For tickets, visit Java Nation Queen's Park East, Queen's Hall Box Office, online at islandetickets.com or call 309-3131 for more info. Miss it? No way. No way.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come, fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the word of God preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth, and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, be with you now and always. God bless you all.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsain between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Ostomy care is a unique and intimate condition that can seem challenging for individuals afflicted by it. At Better Life Ostomy Care, they understand and offer a wide range of products and services that will allow ostomates to lead a better life, from colostomy and urostomy pouches, paste and powders, antibacterial wipes, Brava strips, deodorants, gloves, gauze, bed liners, and much, much more. They also have RN care available for ostomy home care with affordable starter packages. No need to look for nurse or supply, everything is just a phone call away. Better Life Ostomy Care is located at number 4 Mosque Street, Caroni. You can call them at 308-6709 or 472-5878 or visit their website at www.betterlifeostomycareTT.com to find out more about their offerings. You can also write to them at betterlifeostomycareTT@gmail.com or find them on Facebook. Better Life Ostomy Care, servicing ostomates with a better quality of life.
All right, so welcome back to Breaking Dawn this morning, people. And as we return, we have Pastor John with us via Zoom. We're going to bring him in for the next 15 minutes. So let's just say good morning to him. Pastor John, good morning to you, man. How is New York?
Good morning. The world is really good. It's just things are taking place all over the world, and you get up every day, but you thank God for life. And as we're fortunate ahead, but The weather is nice.
All right, nice man. So what are we talking about this morning?
Insulins. A lot of people don't know what insulin. The only area I will leave out, I will not call in different names of the insulin they give people, just to make sure I don't call names, but synthetic insulin people using. But people need to understand the role insulin play in the body. That's why, how come you have diabetes and somebody don't have diabetes? And that's what I want to talk about this morning.
All right, well, insulin it is. Let's go.
Insulin, the first thing you have to know is what is insulin, and the role in your body is that it's a hormone produced by the pancreas that acts as a key to allow glucose from the bloodstream into the cells to be used as energy. So without energy, the body cannot live. It regulates blood sugar levels and preventing them from becoming too high. Without insulin, glucose build up in the bloodstream and it leads to diabetes. The key function and facts about insulin is the source. It produced by beta cells in the pancreas and blood sugar regulation. Insulin lowers blood sugar levels after you eat or after meals. It enables cells to take in glucose for energy or stores excess glucose in the liver and the muscles for future use. But in type 1 diabetes, the body produces no insulin. In type 2 diabetes, the body does not use the insulin properly. That is when you hear people talk about insulin resistance. People with diabetes may use synthetic insulin via injections or pump to manage the blood. That's all I consider. The insulin that you use is an outside source. It's called synthetic insulin. So the best diabetes, type 1 diabetes, it's nothing at all that the pancreas is producing. Imagine a building. I'm going to give this analogy and open for question. Imagine a building where the doors need keys to open, but the body suddenly stops making keys. That's the problem with type 1 diabetes. The room which is considered the cells are fine. The locks, which is the receptors, work, but there is no key. There is no insulin available. So if you get to your house or you get to your car and you're shopping in the mall and you realize that you misplace or lose your keys, you will panic. And that's the same thing with the body. The body panic because there is no insulin whatsoever. And you have serious problem. If not taken properly together, it become fatal if you don't get help. So glucose stays just stuck outside in the hallway, which is the bloodstream, no matter how much is there. That basically is what happens to type 1 diabetes. The body cannot produce insulin. And finally, type 2 diabetes. The locks are like rusty locks now. Wrong keys. So you have all kind of problem. Rusty lock or the keys. I thought this was the key. You didn't give me the key. I thought it was. Now imagine the body still makes keys, but the locks are rusty. Cells don't respond well, or the keys don't fit as well anymore. You still have problems to get inside the building. So even though insulin is present, it doesn't work efficiently. The body's trying to compensate by making more and more keys, but eventually it cannot keep up. It just keep making keys, but the wrong keys is still in working. This is type 2 diabetes where insulin does not work properly. You see, insulin resistance is ignoring the doorbell. Another way to picture it is insulin is like someone knocking at your door saying, "Hi, let me in, let me in." But you can't get in because nobody's opening no door for you. You leave you out. So at first the cell opened the door. Over time, it start ignoring the knocking. So insulin knocks louder, more insulin is produced. What I'm saying to all the people that are listening is that you need the activator sugar blocker phyto power pack. And they say why I talk about diabetes so often. It's like, I don't know if Trinidad is different than anywhere else in the world, but the amount of people is seeking help with diabetes more than any other topic I speak about on this program. If I speak about cancer, maybe one or two people might ask me a question. But if I speak about diabetes, so many people is affected by diabetes. Wherever the station or who is listening, there's a high rate of diabetes among my listeners. And I'm here to help you because the sugar blocker coat the lining of your endothelium, your gut lining, to prevent the refined sugar from latching on or attaching or infecting a cell that really causes damage to the body, including the pancreas, including chronic inflammation, oxidative stress, ligaments and tendons. People are suffering from ligaments and tendons and cartilage that are challenging. So with diabetes is interconnected with high blood pressure. Oh, that's our next topic. Maybe next week I'll talk about high blood pressure. I don't think I ever talk about high blood pressure. But high blood pressure and cholesterol. When you notice a diabetic patient coming down the road, if you have a band, you're from Trinidad, you know about carnival, and you have a diabetic band, one section go be diabetes, type 1, type 2, gestational, then you have high blood pressure, you have high cholesterol, biggest band in the world. Because all are interconnected. Why? Because of the same causative problem, insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is not only affect diabetes, but many other disease. And the first two that comes together to join with diabetes is high cholesterol and high blood pressure. I think we'll do high blood pressure another day because the time will run out for that. But this is what we talk about. And the activator, 100% organic, that will restore your mitochondria, that will activate the antioxidant and eradicate free radicals, that will restore the sirtuins or the thymus that get depleted in your early 20s. As you start to grow, it starts to deplete as you grow. So I'm open for questions. Let me say statements made about products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, mitigate, cure, or prevent any disease. You have any question for me, sir?
Well, I actually have any drink here this morning.
Oh,
I walk with it now, traveling, but I walk with it. So
yes, smart man, you're good.
This is what the sugar blocker?
Yes.
Right. So usually when I'm traveling with it, I just put it in a bottle of water.
Yeah.
Right. So I have it with me this morning. I have a whole pack from what you had sent for me from before. I know you're trying to get another one over to me, but I had to get the Skybox information for you. I keep forgetting that, yes?
Yes.
But when I come back from Trinidad, I'll do that, right?
Good.
The insulin resistance. Good. As it relates to obesity, it's connected to obesity as well, right?
That is correct.
Right. And obesity, of course, you were talking about the links. So you were talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, type 1, type 2, things like that, how they connected. Cholesterol, and I'm saying obesity. All of these things are connected. It's each stems from the same root problem. Correct?
That is correct. 100% you're correct.
Right. So when you are insulin resistant, how do you correct that?
You need, so one, you need to restore the endothelium, the lining of the red blood vessel need to be clean. This is where the genes is what gives the instructions to your cells with what to do. So the genes need to be, when we talk about detoxification, a lot of people in the Caribbean misinterpret detoxification as a purge. Detoxification in itself is a purge is a purge, a washout is a washout, but detoxifying is your body is detoxifying the genes. It's like you're washing the genes and cleaning it, and that's the way you overcome it. When sugar has nothing to latch onto, it flush away with the rest of the waste. So if your endothelium begin to function, therefore you allow the pancreas, the insulin producing cells, to produce the insulin enough to facilitate the amount of glucose. Let me give you a 30-second example. Somebody who don't have diabetes today, anybody in the world, not everybody do. You're eating a lot of stuff that sometimes the amount of sugar stuff you eat is so high, but the body is designed, regardless of how much you eat, is because the insulin, it produces enough insulin to facilitate what the body has intake. However, over time, if you keep giving pressure on the insulin to work overtime, after a time you get weak and you shut it down. It's like you're driving a vehicle or you're working something and you have it non-stop 24 hours a day. Eventually, if it don't rest, it's going to collapse. And that's what happens to the pancreas. It collapses and stop producing as it ought to be.
Okay. Yeah, because Jess, it's interesting that you picked this topic up because just before I left Trinidad, somebody brought that up. Insulin and being insulin resistant, in terms of weight gain and so on and so forth, and your metabolic rate being tied into. They mentioned your metabolic rate as well in the discussion, right?
Yes.
Which is, I think you've spoken about that already, right? The metabolic rate?
Yes.
Right. So they were speaking about the insulin and the insulin resistance and that kind of thing. And I know you just said, detoxifying your body and so on and so forth helps with cleaning. It was the cell you said, right?
Cleaning the genes.
The genes, right.
Yes.
Cleaning the genes.
The genes itself is what the cells give instructions to your cells where to go and what to do at any given point in your body. So if the genes are filled with toxins, your body will be, the cells will be will be toxic. Therefore, you detoxify, and this is where this comes in, that they give you the purple and green package, where you use it also. This here is where the genes and everything is detoxified clean on a daily basis.
Which package is that?
That's the one with the purple and the green package that
purple and green.
Yes, it was in a package.
Yeah, I have that. Yes. I didn't walk with that one, but I did walk with the sugar blocker.
And this is a full meal. This have all the garden vegetables, all the colors, the green food, the red food, the white, the orange, all the different colors you're supposed to eat on a daily basis. You have it in your system. So like how you took your sugar blocker this morning, I'm not encouraging you to go and eat bad, but you are good to go eat, because whatever you're eating today, if it's something that creates too much sugar to do damage to your endothelium, it will not cause it, because you just put a coat in your system that it cannot harm it. It's like putting on a bulletproof vest.
Right. And this could be 2, 3, 4 times in a day, right?
Yes, you could use it as much as you could. A diabetic patient is instructed to use it once a day, but anybody else could use it as a normal beverage. It's supposed to be
Okay.
in the kitchen counter. You have it in your pocket. Look, you walk with it. It's so light and how convenient it is. You could open it anywhere. You could be on a plane and open a bottle of water and drink it anytime you want to use it.
Yeah, convenient.
Yes, it's very
That's the other thing with it. Very convenient. Just whap, shake up, you're good to go.
You're good to go. And there's symptoms when you have insulin resistance. It lowers your adiponectin. That's why people put on weight. The adiponectin is a fat hormone. So you need to raise the adiponectin. If your adiponectin high, you like macaroni. You're straight. You're behind everything. When they see you, you don't even have no shape. You're skinny all the time.
All right, man.
They ask you, what's your waist number? You say, I don't waist, I waist less. You don't waist.
Pastor John, we all the time. We just about all the time. But before I want to remind you to get in contact with Pastor John. It is the number is very easy. It's on the screen. Of course, if you want to connect with him. Pastor John, can you give me the number, please?
516-286-7079. Once again, 516-286-7079. Be safe in St. Martin's and get back home safely.
Well,
you and the entire crew.
Actually, we headed out this morning. We were not supposed to be here. But the airline messed up. So they put us here overnight. But we headed to Tortula today and then to St. Thomas.
Oh, you're going to the British Virgin Islands. And that's a nice place you're going to. You have nice golf court. Play golf when you go there, not cricket.
All right, you man. Well, thanks a lot.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. So that is Pastor John on the inside, people. And yeah, I walk with my thing here as I'm traveling, you know what I mean, the sugar blocker. So I'll tell you what, we're going to take the final break. When we come back from that break, we just have about 6 birthdays we'll get to because we have a driver coming for us at 8:30. So stay tuned. Your birthday greetings after this.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandathani Rood, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
All right, people. So I'll tell you what, 5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, we got to wrap things up. But as we do so, we have a few birthdays. So let's get to that very quickly because our driver will be here at 8:30 and these people on time. Well, unless you're walking ready. Anyway. Happy heavenly birthday going on to PC Dave Francis Ragunanan. You are dearly missed from your parents, siblings, nephews, and friends. May your soul rest in eternal peace. And happy heavenly birthday to you, man. Rest in peace, man. Gone but not forgotten. Very important. Happy birthday to a grandmother from her grandson, Reagan. She turned 76 years old today and is the best grandmother. I wish her many more years to come. So happy birthday going out to Reagan's grandmother. Nice one. Also, good morning, Stefan. Wishing my beautiful sister, Vindi Jairam Singh of Rio Claro, a happy birthday. Coming from her husband, Rishi, her 2 adorable children, Riley and Kaylin, her loving parents, Boy and Diane Ramkisoon, also her sisters, brothers, nieces, and nephews, wishing her God's choicest blessings now and always. Enjoy your special day. Thanks, Stefan, and keep up the great work. All right, nice man. Vindi, happy birthday to you. Also, happy 21st birthday greeting to Brandon Drift Riot. All right, coming from mom and dad, Carol and Billy, and also his brother Brian. All the best, Brandon. Nice man. Hope you enjoy your birthday. 2 more. Good morning. Please extend birthday greetings to Sally Suknanan, former principal of Arima Presbyterian School, coming from her brothers Courtney, Errol, and Russell. And may God bless you. Nice man. And finally, Mary Sudeen celebrates her 93rd birthday today, the 28th of April, and wishing her a happy 93rd birthday from her 5 children, 6 grandchildren, 6 great-grandchildren, all her in-laws and family and friends. We love her very much, and we look forward to spending a wonderful evening with her. Mary's an avid viewer of Breaking Dawn. No problem. Happy birthday, Mary, and hoping and wishing to see you in at the age of 94. Huh? Oh, today's the 29th. No, today's the... Oh, yes, today's the 29th. Right, these were... Right, some of these were for yesterday. Because remember, we were on the go yesterday. All right? So, happy belated birthday to Mary. All right? And anybody else whose birthday was 28th, happy belated birthday to you guys. All right? That would include Sally, belatedly. And I think Brandon, belatedly as well. All right, so we are out for today, St. Martin's. We didn't really get to see much of it except for the airport and this hotel. But nevertheless, it seems to be a beautiful island. Maybe one day we will be back. But until tomorrow, people, we will be hopefully in St. Thomas for breaking on tomorrow morning and Friday morning. And we're going to bring you all the action from the carnival there as it started to unfold this week, right? Leading up into the weekend. So until then, have a great day. We are out.